This one, that's you don't need to take it. Fine. Yeah.
That's ready. Or just
Yes.
yes. But shares with
You can ask them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the perfect people, the perfect share. I mean,
No, I'll check. Good evening, everybody. How are we all inside? Can I get a woo? Somebody? Oh. Celebrating, as Father says, man, legend one. Awoyemi. We are all friends, colleagues, family here to celebrate this wonderful human being, and I'm sure you will testify that he is such. So, yeah, thank you all for being here. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening. Some colleagues, friends, and family. I'm going to review. Let's get started. Please feel free to acquaint yourselves with each other, those of us who know one another. It's going to be a fun evening. It's for us to network, for us to hear a few lectures, and for us to celebrate one and only Mr. Femi Awoyemi.
Apologies, it was streaming, so we don't want to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shiti, and I have with me here.
We will
That we will, alongside with some other people, be comparing it throughout the day. It's a privilege to be born and to survive beyond, the day you were born, to survive going down the line 60 years. And if somebody has been alive for 60 years, they need to be acknowledged and they need to be given their colleagues. There's so many people that were born the day he was born, and they're no longer alive. So we have every reason to celebrate him. I wonder why we're celebrating today. It's just because, looking back at everything that has happened in his life, he feels that he deserves to be thankful, and at the same time to have an impact. I think most of us would know that he's a man that loves to leave an impact on people's lives. So we want to believe that today he doesn't just want to have a celebration, but he wants to do something with each and every one of us that will make a difference in our lives. So we're having a business dinner cocktail, and we're going to have men of timber and caliber, if that's what you call them, speak to us, speak to our lives today. And I hope that you will not leave the way you have come. So we are going to be saying a happy birthday and celebrating the man of the hour. If anybody knows who the man of the hour is, please let me know his name. Dr. Okele, let's put our hands together for the man of the hour. Well, if he's, maybe that's the person that invited you.
Amen.
Happy birthday, Dad. It's buy one, get one free. You see Femi, you see Dr. So if they say it's your birthday, we acknowledge that it's your birthday. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you.
The next, anybody else knows who the celebrant of the day is? Maybe give me a way of describing him. Just, you don't necessarily have to tell us his name. He is, we've got on here, he's the man. He's the myth, the legend. Anyone has anything else you can use to describe this man? A nice man, does. Amazing. Okay. Wonderful. An icon.
Is the chairman of chairmen.
Chairman of chairmen. Man of the people. I have a different description to that one. Anybody else?
The gesture.
The gesture, thank you. I want to talk about the So let's put our hands together as we celebrate the celebrant today with Femi Awoyemi. You guys are right. You see rich people, they don't get to know them, they just wave their hands and they turn around and acknowledge you. So today we're going to be having lots of talks and we'll try and have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. I've been told that the DJ for today, is one of the resident. So he's going to tickle your fancy. We hope. Okay, the first person that's going to be going to talk is I call him.
Excuse me.
He's the one that has a stay on one of the that can have his life and happens. And that's Mr. Babs Shobanjo. Dr. I beg your pardon. Dr. Babs Shobanjo is going to be talking on overcoming the hurdles of failed government policies through citizen collaboration. Let's put our hands together. He's on Zoom. He's speaking to us all the way from Austin, Texas. Let's welcome him. We will be focusing on him, zooming on him in the next. Let's welcome Mr. Babs. If you can put on your camera, please, sir. We need to see that on.
Okay,
I hope you can see me.
But it's already there.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can see it.
Can you hear me?
But you need to see him there.
He's sharing the screen.
Okay, it's sharing his screen.
He's the one sharing the screen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is.
But that's not Zoom. We are sharing the screen.
No. This is sharing the screen. Please share.
This is him. It's not sharing the screen.
I'm sharing my screen. Do I?
Okay, so where's the person?
You need to go to.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, you need to get the details.
Here we go, the choice of technology.
Are you ready for me? Can you hear me? Am I coming through? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
There's some echo coming through. If you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Can I start?
Yes.
Can I start?
Yes, that.
Okay. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in London. My name is Babatunde Shobanjo. I'm here to celebrate a very special person that holds a special place in my heart. It's unfortunate that I couldn't be there. I left Nigeria on Friday. I was supposed to be headed to London, but things changed. I had to come straight down to Austin, Texas, where I live. I wish I could be there, but thank goodness for Zoom. At least I'm present with you guys. The only regret I have is I'm not going to be able to partake of the food and drinks that you guys enjoy. I will be discussing the theme of this event from the prism of my specialty. I'm a doctor of philosophy in public policy and administration. And my question is, how do we collectively overcome the hurdles of failed government policies? Governments enact policies that foster economic growth, enhance social welfare, and promote sustainable development. When these policies fail, the consequences can be very significant and end up impeding citizens' pursuit of their goals. This presentation explores how failed government policies can stall citizen growth, and I would suggest mechanisms for citizens to collaborate to overcome these barriers. Failed government policies manifest through various means, including diminished public services, increased poverty, and environmental degradation. These failures hinder individual growth and sustainable development of society. Nonetheless, history and contemporary examples show that citizens' collaboration presents a formidable force in overcoming such policy-induced obstacles. I will examine the implication of failed government policies on individual growth, and explore how collaboration can serve as a powerful tool for circumventing government shortcomings. The impact of failed government policies on individual growth, the economic policies, first of all. Failed economic policies can lead to very high unemployment, inflation, and reduced investment in critical sectors of the economy. Such environment makes it very challenging for individuals to achieve financial stability or growth. We've seen that in almost every country of the world where they get it wrong. It brings hardship, but the reality is policies are not the problem. Policies are never perfect. It's usually the implementation of those policies when they are not well thought out, when the actual intent of the policymakers are not considered, first of all, and secondly, when very broad policies are to be implemented. You do not unleash them on the population without testing them out. In ideal situations, you pick sectors or areas or regions where you test out your policies before you release them. So you will learn lessons from those regions, lessons of successes and lessons of failure. Now, I'm always concerned when things don't fail, because it's only in failure that you learn why you failed and then you correct them. But in most situations, when government policies fail, there is hardly any attempt in the first instance to even test them out. So the populace become the guinea pig. So you are actually feeling the effect of the failure on a mass scale rather than on a reduced scale if it was tested out. You have social policies, which would be inadequate social policies to result in, poor health, poor education, poor housing that directly affect individuals, right? So what that means is, people become fractured in many ways. You don't have a job, you don't have a place to sleep. So you now have to look for ways out, either to, find somewhere to sleep, find someone who will be kind enough to give you food, and you are relying on self-help or the largesse of others around you. And that would likely depend on how good you yourself have been to people, or how trustworthy you are to others who may be willing to help you. For environmental policies, neglecting sustainable practices can lead to environmental degradation, affecting communities' livelihoods, especially in agriculture and tourism, depending upon the region, of course, and thus impeding individuals' ability to achieve economic sustainability. If you look at the Delta region of Nigeria, for example, and let me transpose that with the oil-producing areas of United Kingdom in Scotland, policies were there to protect the environment, but the implementation was so abysmal that those who are supposed to monitor things were easily satisfied by small change given to them in form of bribes, that they looked away and they destroyed the lives of the people in that environment. So in the Niger Delta now, you hardly find anyone fishing because the water has been badly polluted. If you eat any fish from their waters, you are likely to be poisoning yourself. Oops, sorry, wrong way. So let me define what what failed government policy is. And what it does is it inhibits the ability of the people and unleashes unintended negative consequences on them as opposed to what the policy is supposed to achieve in the first place, right? It can result from poor planning, inadequate implementation, lack of resources, opposition from stakeholders. You have resistance for those who may not have been consulted before these people come and they suddenly want to come and do things in your community. You can resist. And other factors that prevent the policy from effectively addressing the issues if it was properly developed or designed would have been lost. Failed government policies can lead to wasted resources because they would have started and then, they can't go on, they are not achieving results. But sadly, by the nature of government, they hardly ever reverse themselves. So they've got it wrong. They know it's wrong. They know it's not working, but they keep going on. Now, in our lives, we don't do that. When things go wrong, we take a step back, especially, women. My wife once told me that the male ego will always make the man who has lost his way to keep on going, believing that there's another way in front. Whereas the woman will make a U-turn knowing that she's lost her way. But for men, you keep going and losing your way and losing your way, and you never find your way back unless you make a U-turn. So some examples of failed government policies will be, I'll just give 3 examples to save time. You have the poll tax of United Kingdom. For those of you who remember that in the 80s and 90s, when under Margaret Thatcher, they implemented that policy. It was a very regressive tax. It didn't take account of ability to pay. And it went on for many years. People went into debt just because of poll tax. Some people even lost their homes, right? And that policy eventually brought down Margaret Thatcher. So the effect of bad policy may not just affect the citizens, but those who introduced it in the first place, where citizenship activism is effective. Of course, you have the Nigerian example of the removal of fuel subsidy without any a study of what exactly is what's going on with the fuel subsidy. And then you have the free flotation of the Nigerian naira without addressing the fundamentals of what would stabilize the naira. Fundamentals like, reduce your imports and increase your exports. Basically, that's what the government needed to have assured themselves before stampeding into the policy. Policy has failed. Of course, we all know it, we all feel it. But again, the male ego of those in charge of policies will not let them reverse themselves. And now it's almost too late. And we are going to suffer the consequences of that failure for a long time to come. I don't think we should delude ourselves believing that, in 3 months, everything is going to be all right, because it's not. The fundamentals are just not there. We cannot produce grains and stuff overnight. Okay, we can ramp up oil production, but again, it's not overnight. Nothing is going to happen very quickly. So get ready for the long haul. The direct impact of policy failures, like I described here, would be the missed economic opportunities or decreased economic opportunities. Then you have the social priorities and disparities rather, and divisions among people, and that's going on now. You have people who support the government and those who don't. Even those who support the government know that we are all suffering, but again, they cannot bring themselves to the point where they criticize the government that they put in place, that is not doing this to them. So that results in extreme poverty. For those who have been in Nigeria lately, and I just returned, the poverty is so visible in your face that is frightening sometimes. The only reason we don't really get to feel it is because there are far too many people who are willing to assist, even in their own limit, with their own limited resources. You know, they are willing to help those who have completely run out of resources. And of course, you have the environmental degradation, where part of it is, you know, well, you have in the case of Nigeria, you have banditry, you have, you know, rainfall causing flood to agricultural fields. That 2024 harvest is going to be a failed year to a large extent. So sadly, again, you know, the government put measures in place to import food on a temporary basis to cushion the effect of what's going on, you know. But I can assure you, as a player in the field of agriculture, right, that the free, the duty-free importation of grains has not even taken effect. It's ending in December, but it has not even taken effect. So they put the policy on, and then they put in obstacles to make sure that you don't get to do it. I can't understand that, right? And I'm sure you can't too, because if they say, you know, we have free duty on rice and grains and stuff, we should have a lot of it in the country by now, but we still don't, because the policy they put in place has so many obstacles that stakeholders need to hop over before they can succeed. And as we speak, I am not aware of anyone succeeding in bringing anything in under that regime. In fact, from what I hear, you are required to have a permit to bring food in. This is not even to do with the waiver of duties. It's just to bring food in, right? You need a permit. You see, an obstacle, a permit. Now, the permit is supposed to be available online. You put in, you know, what you want, and then you put in your tax identification number, and, you know, a page will open up, and you put in your company details, and you can print the permit. But guess what? That website does not work. So if you now want a permit, you have to go to Abuja and bribe God knows how many people. And that takes at least 3 months. That's a policy that was put in place to last for 5 months. And now you take 3 months to get a permit. You know, so what can you do within the remaining window? Not much. And these are things that government, especially in Nigeria, I'm concentrating more on Nigeria because I figure most of you there are, you know, from Nigeria. And maybe it's a lesson too for non-Nigerians on how not to do things. So, so what happens in the end is you have citizen resistance. We've had it in Nigeria now. You know, we've had some protests, but government will use their strong arm to disband any protests. And in fact, they've gone as far as seeing protesters as treasonable felons. In other words, you are dealing with death penalty if you protest against the government. So what is a citizen to do when you are faced with such existential threats for exercising what they in the Constitution have put in as your right? Not much, because I'm sure, you know, you want to protest so that you can get results and survive, not to protest and be killed. So I'm going to do the role of collaboration in tackling government policies. So collaborative approaches involve individuals and groups coming together towards a common goal, sharing resources and whatever they can, and getting together to make decisions. The benefit of collaborative approaches include things like enhanced problem solving, because you cannot solve any problem on your own, especially when it is caused by policy failure. You cannot. It's just not practical, right? By collaborating with other people, you increase your level of efficiency. And here, let me just say that when I'm talking of collaboration here, I'm actually thinking in terms of what you as an individual, with your friends, or with those you trust, you can come together and do things, right? In order to overcome the challenges of policy failure. So I'm looking at it like you want to do something, don't do it on your own. You may think that you are going to lose profit, because look, in every situation, good or bad, and especially bad situations like we have, opportunities just come. There are opportunities in that economy. Trust me, there are. If you can reason out of the box, you will see the opportunities that you can latch onto. But don't try and do it on your own. Collaborate with people of like minds who can bring in their own perspectives. Whatever you make, you all share it, in whatever proportion. But if you think you can make this happen by yourself, you'll be going around in circles, because almost invariably you do not have the wholesale skill set, to achieve success under the circumstance that we face. So this will lead to improved relationships between you and others, because as you begin to collaborate, you come into contact with people, you ask direction from people. There's going to be some level of understanding among the people you put together in your group in order to solve any problem you've identified. And that ultimately leads to stronger relationship and partnerships. Don't worry that because that's what most people would think. How if maybe you want to be very rich very quick, but with hard work, not by stealing it, but you think by bringing ABC into it, you are going to share this profit 3 ways. Think of it. If you don't bring them in, you are doing it by yourself. You don't know what you don't know. You just work within the limit of your knowledge, and you may end up achieving nothing, right? Maybe 30% of something is something, but 100% of zero is zero. Look at it that way, right? And then the broader impact of collaboration is, it can widen the reach of multiple stakeholders in the scheme of things, right? And it's usually for the long haul relationship, because the people you interact with now will be there to interact with when things get better. Don't think of it like, this poor time, this horrible time. You are building a relationship today for tomorrow, right? Now, historically, we have some examples of successful collaborations in civil society spaces. I've given 3 examples here of the Indian movement for independence led by Mahatma Gandhi. There's the civil rights movement in the United States, and of course, there is the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. That's in the civil space. I've spoken quite a bit about on the personal business space, and what we should be looking to do to collaborate. So the approaches are usually community-led initiatives for the, if it's community-wide, if you're not looking within yourself for, I wouldn't say selfish, but for business purpose. If you are looking outside of that, then you are looking at community-led initiatives, public-private partnerships. Now, this one, I would say, look at what happens when public and private sector collaborate. They build things. Unfortunately, the public now does not have resources to build anything tangible, right? And I will tell you, I was speaking to someone in Ogun State, and trying to get them to go for, big scale agriculture to the extent that the state would even have strategic reserves, not just for Ogun State, but for Nigeria. And the gentleman told me, oh, government has no business in business. Guess what? You could tell that he's either been to Harvard, Cambridge, or wherever fancy webinars or seminars they've gone to, and they've told them that government has no business in business. Absolute balderdash nonsense. It just does not make sense. Government may have no business in business if the private sector is buoyant, if it's liquid, if there is cash in the economy, right? If there is no cash in the economy, look at what happens in the United Kingdom where you guys are gathered, right? The rail system was built by the government. British Steel was established by the government. The post office was established by the government. So many institutions established by the government, but guess what? They were sold off. Even the airports, built by the government, they were sold off to private sector. What they did not do in selling to private sector was to look for an equivalent of a person like Dangote or Adenuga or something to come and buy. They sold to the public. I recall at the time I was very excited. I bought, I think it would be like 25 pounds of British rails. So every citizen will buy. And that is when it is properly publicly owned asset. Not when you sell it to big boys, your friends, at less than half the price of establishment, and you would have just wrecked the country. No, you establish it with public funds, put people there to run it, and in a few years you sell to the public. Yes, at that time, government will have no business in the business, but not to establish the business that requires, billions of dollars. Who is going to find that? Especially when you have decimated the value of our currency. Who can do it except the government, right? So I have an example of, at personal level, someone like, what's the name? Rema. You all know Rema, the Afrobeat guy, when he did Baby Calm Down. Baby Calm Down didn't do well beyond the shores of Nigeria, right? And then he went and collaborated with Selena Gomez to make a version, and it went wild all over the world. That's the power of collaboration. And there are many examples that we can pull from public spaces of what collaboration can do. So you find those who can enhance whatever you have, those who can add value to what you have. So coming to the end of this, strategies for effective collaboration. I mean, establish your clear goals. This is what I want to do. You scan the environment. Scan the environment. Where are the opportunities, right? Like I said, bad environments create opportunities as well as good environments. There's always opportunities. What you want to do is to solve problems. You don't want to introduce problems. You want to solve existing problems. So look for problems you can solve. You may think it's a small problem, but by the time you begin to develop your solutions, you may be well beyond your initial dreams. Leverage technology for participation. The world is full of technology now that you can use. Zoom is one of them. So you all don't have to be in the same place, right? But I mean, I know that it sometimes, costs money, but it's still better than you going to take up an office somewhere east end of London to pay for Zoom subscription. You can use these technologies. There are many of them that you can use to collaborate and develop things and work with people. Engage all the possible stakeholders you can identify. Appoint among your stakeholders someone to mentor you, someone who has gone through similar, or somebody has knowledge about what you are doing. It may not even be technical knowledge. It may be administrative knowledge. It could be someone with access to maybe policymakers, government. Find someone that can be their mentee, and be transparent. You see, one of the problems that we have is we hold back, saying that whoever we are sharing information with, you don't trust them, what they're going to do with it, so you give them half information. What do you expect? You get half solutions. There's a book called The Speed of Trust. I can't remember the name of the author right now. And what it simply says is, where you trust the people you are transacting with, things tend to move very quickly. There is the example of Warren Buffett when he was going to acquire a car hire company. He knew the owner, very well. And, the guy gave him the ballpark, what he wanted for the company. His company was getting ready to send in investigators and staff, let's examine their books and then Warren Buffett stepped in and says, forget all that. This is what he wants. Here's the check. He paid for it, right? Within 48 hours of paying, the car rental industry in the United States exploded. And what he saved in that transaction was more than half the price, because all the other companies now had very high value, right? And he had bought this one at much lower value simply because he trusted the seller. He removed the process that would have delayed the transaction. He paid and he gained. If you have trust in the people will treat you with trust. If you are transparent with the information you give, you will get quick and reliable information and feedback. Call for action. So I say here, engage your communities, including your friends, talk to them business-wise. Look, you may not have any idea right now, but when you begin to chat within yourselves, right, somebody will come up with an idea. Flirt with it, see what you can do with it, right? And then, well, this is the second one, advocating for inclusive policy making. It's a bit challenging, but again, if you believe that what you have is for the good of all, you can approach your representative and say, look, I have this solution. Can you take it on? Can you assist me with it? You don't tell them exactly the whole thing, because well, I'm sure if it's your congressperson, a parliament member that you are telling in the UK, they will respect your privacy. If you did that in Nigeria, trust me, before you leave the office, somebody is already attempting to do your business, even though they don't understand it, but they only have access to cash. It will fail, but they would have impeded your efforts. So know the amount of information you are going to share with people. Don't let everything out of the bag until you have to let it out of the bag. And finally, supporting and participating in collaborative platforms. So wherever you hear that something is happening in your field, in the areas of your interest, try and engage with them, even as an observer. You acquire knowledge, and when you leave those spaces, you are able to get more done. You are able to reason better. You are able to pull on resources you didn't even know about by attending those spaces. So with that, I come to the end of my presentation, and I thank you all very much for listening. Femi, I wish you a very happy birthday, many happy returns. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Uncle Guys. Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful lecture. It's very, very insightful. I'm sure we will do things about collaboration. I'll hand over to my co-host for tonight.
I'm just quickly going to say to you that there's cocktails and there's starters. If you haven't had anything to eat or drink like me, please signal to the gentlemen walking around and we'll get you one. Drinks, there's cocktails and there's the starters.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to continue the seasons of tonight by going on to the next. Yes, I'd like to introduce the next speaker for tonight, and his name is Benga Ogunshaki, and he will be speaking on, yes, and he will be speaking on building collaboratively a publisher's perspective. Benga is an IT guru who has just written a book titled Mastering IT Solutions Architecture. And I'm sure you will find this very, very insightful. And so we have a round of applause for Mr. Benga Ogunshaki.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and most importantly, our celebrated guest of honor, Femi, the time chief of the evening. So you permit me to interject.
Project.
So we call him Vice Chancellor. Would you? I'm so many of the names. I won't bother to go into detail. Yeah, so I'm bringing out Richard. So what now for 2 years, and recently published a book. And I'm one of Femi's many friends who have witnessed the journey from our days in grade. We studied the same course of international relations 37, 40 years ago. So I need to speak a little bit about what, ladies and gents, Femi navigates life with the grace of a true champion. So it's a great opportunity for me to talk about Femi, like home. And I will try and link this to publishing, relevant to women. So I love the fact that the previous speaker, Erica Delta, mentioned collaboration. That is very key. So today, for the next 5-10 minutes, I'll tell a few stories that may elicit some laughter, perhaps some wisdom as well. Especially, we're going to explore the art of building collaboration from the publisher's viewpoint. Just like in publishing, this is something that Femi has mastered very well. Femi has shown us that teamwork can make even the wildest dreams come true. Great gentleman. So I remember our days at the University of Ife. We now call it Femi Awoyemi University. Incidentally, we're from the same hometown as well, Malaysia. So Femi was always ahead of the game. He was skillful and prolific at scoring goals, but was negotiating his way into the hearts of ladies faster than he scored goals on the pitch. Because back in the days, and I'm sure age has calmed me down a lot in different parts. So seriously, it was our very own culture and Messi rolled into one. Netting goals both on the field and in the other games. If you know, you know. So on a more serious note, Femi understood that true victory lies in great teamwork. Whether you're on the field, at work, or navigating a life of life. Teamwork can lead to remarkable outcomes, whether it's publishing a best-selling book, organizing a community event, or just living life in the field. So looking at Baba life, it's like a bestseller. It's got all the elements, action, drama, loads of fun, love, romance, scaling great heights, good times, tough times, a fair share of plot and twists, etc., etc. The list is endless. So, what does publishing have to do with today? Well, the fundamental truth is collaboration. That was the word that the doctor used a few minutes ago. So, collaboration is key. Just like a well-crafted book, our relationships and experiences are built on teamwork and shared vision. So for me, publishing is a field that thrives on collaboration. Writers, editors, designers, we all come together to create something beautiful. This is a true reflection and mirrors Femi's friendships. Over time, Femi has built long-lasting relationships. He has created a network as rich and as vibrant as the Nigerian culture itself. And I guess that's the reason why we are here today. Different walks of life, different backgrounds. So clearly, this is a great way to celebrate the work of my colleague. Talking about something that truly defines collaboration. So undoubtedly, collaboration is not a technique, it's a mindset. It's about embracing differences and recognizing that each of us brings something unique to the table. Think of it as a relay race. You pass the baton smoothly to your teammates to keep the momentum going. So Femi's life is a testament to the fact that collaboration is built on trust and respect. Qualities that form the foundation of solid, dependable friendships. For the next few minutes, I would like to break down the idea of collaboration. So there are very few key things that collaboration handles. The first of which is communication. So for example, in publishing, you can't just scribble notes and hope for the best. You need clarity and conversation. Every book starts with a clear vision and ongoing conversation between writers, editors, and designers. So as we all can attest to, Femi is a very great conversationalist. He likes to collaborate, he likes to encourage, he likes to build people around him. That is my experience with Femi over the years. So next, big vertical, that collaboration is anchored on software. In publishing, for example, it is crucial to understand that no idea is sacred if the story is to shine. So this means being open to feedback and willing to make adjustments. And we know Taisha of the universe is always open to new ideas, is always willing to consider the alternative of opinions. That is my experience of working and knowing Femi over the years. The third anchor is creativity. Publishing thrives on fresh ideas and unique perspectives. So as a publisher, we seek out diverse voices to enrich the narrative. We think outside the box, whether it's creating a game plan or brainstorming solutions to life challenges. We have to try and think out of the box to make the story come to life. And that's what ends up in a book that people read or try to buy so that they can learn. Lastly, I like to talk about trust. In any collaboration, trust is essential. In publishing, a good editor and author need to trust each other to bring a story to life. So, Femi, you have always been a trustworthy friend who's always got our backs. You've built a network of friends who know they can count on you. Whether it's to lend and hear or to show up, rain or shine, at the most needed moments. That is the gentleman called Femi Awoyemi. So in conclusion, because I know we all want to have fun, I'm hungry, so I'm not going to take too much of the time. But now, as the stage, old age is not a disease, it's a privilege. So, like the classic Nigerian proverb, he who knows where he's going never goes there. And if you ask friends of the universe, with age, you know where you're going. So if you ask me the question, where is the next chapter leading to? I'll probably say, if you ask the word, it could be the next one trip to Brazil, Hyderabad, or the next one on the past. That's the kind of gentleman Femi is, unpredictable and yet still predictable. I swapped that with our lawyer. So, on having reached elder status, they say, what an elder sees while sitting down, a child cannot see, even from the top of the tree. But then, that is not always the case. Because what children sees, especially when he's lying down, if there is a bottle of single malt Scotch whiskey, or even one or more chilled bottles of Guinness within reach, this elder sees everything. So finally, I'd like to say cheers to wisdom. Let's be honest, folks. The man has lived 16 years and has asked for wisdom to show for it. After all, a goat that follows the crowd will end up in the soup pot. But this man, he has paved his way. And tonight, we will give him laughter, love, and a little bit of pepper soup are the real secrets to the long run. So looking ahead, let's raise a glass to Femi. He's a kind-hearted gentleman, a true friend, and I pray that your next chapter will be filled with joy and laughter. Happy birthday, Femi. I just want to make it like this. Thank you.
I wish I can that was a very, very lovely time today. I was doing the jokes that you threw in very, very well.
Okay. Over to you.
I think we need to jazz up the beat before we move on to the next. So yeah, a few things that we heard being said about the man, the gentleman. I wonder if there's anything that resonates with you in terms of, for me, pepper soup and things like that, comes to mind. Anything else that anyone picked out of what Mr. Gbenga said that we can quickly identify with? In fact, in my head, I was thinking, I would ask you, just think of a song that has been sung before that you can relate with him. That when you hear it will remind you of him. I can give you one as an example so you can throw it at me. Smooth operator. Okay, so that's the kind of idea I'm thinking that, think of those songs in the past. That you are a smooth operator. They said it before, even from, I think from birth, it was like anything, anyone else wants to throw something to me.
Cool and began celebration.
Cool and began. We could use the name of the band, as in Mr. Cool, or even Celebration, he loves to celebrate. And his gang, and he's got his gang. Yeah. Anything else, anyone? Please explain that one. Because you might have a special meaning to your other thing, what does that say?
No, Olambembe.
Olambembe.
That means there's always tomorrow. He's always hopeful.
He's always
hopeful. Yeah, never give up. Olambembe.
Olambembe. Anyone else? I wrote a few, but I don't know where I put it. In my head, I was thinking, I've got to do this, but I'll find them later. Okay, so let's move on to the next speech because I've looked at the program and as at this point in time, where we are ought to be is not where we are. So we want to get there quickly so that we can have fun. We actually do want to enjoy ourselves after the whole talks are cool. So let's put together our hands as we welcome a gentleman who has also been in collaboration with Mr. Femi Awoyemi for a long time now. Apparently, he's I'm actually looking forward to what he's going to talk about because this is talking about what we Gen Zs, what we know, something about artificial intelligence. I venture, you're 60 and above or close to 60, and you're not relating with us that we are now into artificial intelligence. That is the way to go. So please, let's put our hands together. I think Mr. Bola Oba.
When talks some. I am wearing a tuxedo. It's a bit strange. So I'm feeling okay. And for I'll stay. And that's my gentleman this. I know my short response to BJZs, especially from the source from whence it came, is that when you're going, have you seen that? Okay, then. Let's have a joke, a little, before we go into the substance of the topic I've been laden with on this occasion. The joke. If a byte is a fundamental unit of digital information in computing and telecommunications, and it consists of 8 bits, where a bit is the smallest unit of data and can hold a value of either 0 or 1. In summary, bytes are essential for encoding, processing, and storing data in digital systems, making them a cornerstone of computing. And the joke is this: why did the robot perpetually go on diet? Why does the robot perpetually go on diet? And he says because it had too many bytes. Ordinarily, taking too many bytes, it doesn't have to. Okay, the riddle that I'm going to present for whoever gets the correct answer to the riddle. And the present I have is, I will personally pay for any beneficiary from your side to undertake a course in Femi's Training Institute. A course that is not more than 500 pounds new. But I'll pay our course only 3,000 pounds. This is our father say, and the reason is this: why did the AI break up with its partner? Why did AI break up with its partner? Anybody can answer the answer. Some people looking at their phones don't use ChatGPT. Muhammad, anyone of ChatGPT. Anybody wants to answer an answer to that? Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Because what's the answer? I won't give you because I know you're cheating. But let's see you get the answer. What's the answer? Okay, lovely. The answer is because it has too many bastardized issues. But anyway, let me quickly do the speech. It shouldn't be more than 5 to 6 minutes. Good evening, friends, family, and esteemed fellow celebrants of Femi Awoyemi's exemplary life. To be honest with you, I'm so close to him, but I'm practically just getting to know his real age at this occasion. We never had occasions to speak around, and you will soon get to know why. A man who epitomizes the power of mentorship. I often review when I relate with people what value I have to them and what value they have to me. I must say with a degree of conceit, and ever since I've known this gentleman, the level to which, without wanting to be exhibitionistic, without wanting to play to the gallery, the level to which I've consumed Femi in me, I've gotten to a point where I even tell myself, Bola, oh, replica Femi, and don't do the mistake that some of us did in those days that we used to follow some very prominent Pentecostal pastors. We want to barb our hairs like they used to barb their hairs. We want to dress like they used to dress. Oh, so, but no, there is no gainsaying the fact that Femi has a profound mentorial disposition about himself and his lifestyle. Our presence here today attests to the concept of impact through collaboration. How fitting then that this colloquium's theme, at least as graciously given to me as a topic to speak on, dovetails into a fast evolving and inescapable phenomenon which every individual or group must have a game plan for. Artificial intelligence, commonly and fondly called AI, and particularly how generative AI can be a catalyst in team building across ages, borders, and professions. I quickly, in about 30 seconds, want to say the difference between AI and generative AI. Many of us are used to that intrusive application called autocorrect. When you are processing, say, a message, and you want to type something, and something suddenly changes what you want to type, or suddenly gives you a word. Most times it could be the word you want to type. Sometimes it could be another word that you never intended to use. That's why it's very important for you to always proofread what you've written before you send to another person, so that you don't go and write anyway. AI is because, come to think of it, over time, through machine learning, they have collected information on the things you want to write, and because those things have been written before, to save you time, it quickly gives you what you need. Generative AI is a bit different. Generative AI is when machine learning, now we get to it. I don't know what to. Anyway, generative AI sounds like a futuristic gadget or perhaps a strange delicacy, doesn't it? In reality, imagine AI as a tool that's no longer just book smart, but creativity smart. It can generate music, write stories, even stimulate conversations. I was listening to Doc the other time talking about playing scenarios before policies are enunciated publicly. One of the greatest resources that at the fingertip of humanity as we speak is the scenarios that you have never encountered before, that you will never encounter in your life. Scenarios maybe that are taking place in the other ends of the earth. The power of AI is such that those scenarios can be at your fingertip because you know the right prompt with which you can make AI or generative AI bring those scenarios into your decision-making process. And I was listening to Doc the other time, and I was thinking, you know what? We seldom wonder in our part of the world, even ourselves who are in this room, do we engage this kind of powerful resources in our processing of information, in our decision-making process? Do we at all do that? It can generate music, write stories, even simulate conversations. Yes, your favorite chatbot might one day be writing a thriller novel in your name, given the prompts you have fed it. To the excitement of the literary world, another day we shall choose another day, an occasion for the requisite ethics, the acknowledgements to be made in claiming such aided works of creativity and value innovation, so that you don't end up, after being celebrated as a very great author, being labeled an intellectual or creative fraud, because there must be an ethics for you. Consider a company like OpenAI, whose GPT, literally meaning generative pre-trained transformer, is an advanced AI model designed for natural language processing. It is pre-trained on the vast test data to understand context and generate coherent text. The transformer architecture enables efficient processing of sequences, making it effective for tasks like generation, translation, and summarization. Some of you may already be using it to draft your emails or write your projects. We know these days that once, many of us, when we do courses, once they give us assignment, AI, remember what I say? I want to tell you the sharp. In fact, there are some simple, this thing we do that I know things that are generated by AI. Some of you should also be thinking, ìkíni máa ní pẹ̀lú òyìnbó tó wà láìdí. Ọmọ mo ṣe tí ò tí gbógun at this juncture. Okay. Similarly, in healthcare, it says, newsrooms are experimenting with AI co-editors who sift through data faster than any human, like those used at Bloomberg, freeing up time for human editors to focus on investigative and creative journalism. Similarly, in healthcare, IBM's generative AI offerings are helping teams accelerate the design of new drugs, a feat previously tied to the constraints of time and manual data tolling. But here is where it dovetails so beautifully with building teams. AI can analyze team dynamics, suggest role synergies, and even mediate in multicultural environments. It's like having the mythologized Gbogbo Nishe draw, sold inside the extinct Lagos movement of yore, at our fingers, solving any tedious mental challenge of translating ideas to literary or artistic reality. A tool that's not just reactive, but proactive in identifying opportunities. And let's remember, any tool's value lies in its application. It's not here to replace us. I want to repeat this. Many of us are paranoid, believing that AI will take our jobs. Many of us are living in fear with all this AI they are saying. So I repeat, AI is not here. It's not here to replace us, but to empower us. Like an enthusiastic intern who never takes a coffee break. So imagine applying this in our collaborations and cooperation, using AI to enhance virtual team spirit, bridging our collective intelligence, and driving collective growth anywhere, anytime. To conclude, let me quote from the metaphysical corpus of the oral scriptural divination of Yorubas before Olokun Sorodayo in Ogbealara and Irosumeji. These two old, you want me to shock you? AI actually took this out for me from the corpus of Ifa. That's how powerful AI is now. He says, these two Oduifa speak to the empirical idea that nígbà tí àpéjọpọ̀ ènìyàn bá parapọ̀ láti ṣiṣẹ́ bí ọ̀kan, ohun ńlá ní máa ṣẹlẹ̀. When people come together and work as one, great things are accomplished. With AI, we are dream sharing on steroids. Together, we can redefine boundaries and rediscover potentials, all through the power of collaboration. Happy birthday, dear Femi, in whom, as a mentor, I believe will lead us. If he is not already galvanizing us with a topic like this in an atypical forum such as this, to become a force to reckon with in human AI symbiosis. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, let's put our hands together for Mr. Bola Oba. And what I want to do, I can go put our hands together for his assistance. AI. What I heard you say. You said, and what I heard you say, from what people have been saying is that we should. All right, so what I picked up from the speeches so far is that it is important that we take into consideration collaboration. No man is an island, working together with people. But then Mr. Konava added an extra bit to it when he said, not only do you work together with humans, it is important that you take into consideration technology, AI, and work in partnership with AI as well. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I think I deeply resonate with that lecture. And I'll say this because week in, week out, we go through a series of candidates who come here and sometimes you can just tell, just like you said, sir, there are a few things I look out for when I'm marking the script and I'm like, did you really write this or was this the work of ChatGPT? But that's the beauty of the modern world that we live in. Technology is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. We can either get used to it or we can, get left behind. Exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah, we don't want to be archaic. No matter how old we are, there are different challenges when it comes to academic settings. ChatGPT, AI, all of that, it's all there to help us. but it's just a matter of embracing it. So thank you very much for that short enlightenment on AI. And right now, I can see we're all looking a bit tired. It's that time. It's dinner time. It's dinner time. Please, item 7 is upon us. We have food. Yes. We have 2 sets of food. Some are in the office and there are some in the corridor. The best way to do this would possibly to go from row to row so that we don't all bump into each other. We don't have a race. Whoever is hungry the most, then they get ahead of the queue. So if you would mind, we can start with my left, and you can help yourself to some food outside. It's all very delicious, I'm sure. DJ, we have a bit of a, yes, we have rice, we have pounded yam and assorted, we have some fish, pepper soup as well. So help yourself to some food. Thank you. And we'll be back later on with one more lecture. Thank you very much, everybody. Please feel free to get to know each other.
Just to make it clear, if you're like me that you want to smile, you need to gravitate towards the tone in there. And if you're the one that like British, you want dollar price is there as well. Okay, so they can go to whichever one. I am actually outside. Okay. Well, you might want to mix everything. So rice and swallow is what I mean. Can have a plate of rice and swallow. I'll be late. But maybe what I say, some people can go up there. Jollof rice, fried rice, and swallow there. And I much love it. Please, we'll be calling you one. Say what I say.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good one.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. Even when Springfield is going back, eating the dogs, eating the cats, eating the cats. Eating the cats. Eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live in Springfield. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. People from Springfield is going back and eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the people that live there. Eating the dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to guarantee us that there are no cats or dogs and pets on the menu tonight. Thank you. You might have to run that last one back. We'll save it for later. Yeah, I saw a few people busting a few moves there. I can see that we are all, or some of us have had a wonderful dinner tonight. If you had a wonderful dinner, let me hear you say one. I hope the food was to our satisfaction. Yes, it's awesome. Okay, so my co-host is saying that I didn't get enough of a response. That means that we're not filled up. If the food was good, let me hear you say, woo, woo. If you like some more, let me hear you say, mmm. Speak for yourself. Right, yeah, we're gonna jump right into final lecture for tonight. Yes, do you want to introduce?
Okay, so we're going to be introducing the last speaker of the well, no, not particularly the last word. We're getting close to the end. This gentleman is also someone that is dear to the celebrants. Okay, are we together? Yeah. Are we together? Okay, so we're going to be welcoming this gentleman to give his speech. He's a chief. His title is October, so we respect to them that he's a surveyor of repute, a developer, a chairman of the Gold Engineering Company in UK, and he's the president of Nigeria Limited. He's well endowed with experience. So let's get ready to enter into the next level of understanding of why we are here today. I don't want any one of us to be here without the game plan, without an action plan. So please be attentive. There's something in what he has to say. He's going to be talking about.
Yes, fractional investment, a potent tool in building collaborative wealth in real estate. And our guest speaker is none other than Otumba Lai Asad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take the opportunity to start by congratulating the celebrants, Mr. Femi Awoyemi, Mr. Ogun, Ogun, Lálàáfíà, pẹ̀lú more money. But do I need to be specific? Pẹ̀lú pound sterling. What happened to our depends on the living once a week. Yeah. I've already prepared my speech, but fortunately or unfortunately, the last speaker, which have the brothers, the co-director, missed my I need to be honest with you that AI prepared me. With your permission, I would like us to turn this speech into interactive speech. Let me explain myself and the area that I think contribute to the birthday. My name is Layaza. I'm a registered land surveyor in Nigeria, and I'm hydrographical surveyor of many years. Okay, and I've been opportune and privileged to be the consultant to last 5 surveyor generals of Lagos State. So, if you have any questions about land in Lagos State, I think with all modesty, I'm in a position to answer them tonight. But having said that, before we embark our active speech, I would like us, though I'm suspending my speech that I've already written, but I will make 1 or 2 minutes on this. I met Femi Awoyemi through this fractional investment. It's so funny, I have to give a speech on, but it's actually not about contributing money. It's about sharing idea and knowledge. About, I remember telling everybody, the last Surveyor General of Lagos State told me I was going to retire December. What am I going to do? I'm actually coming back to UK. And what do I need to do? Quickly set up a business here and all that stuff. And I met Femi through Bola Oba. And God knows how it does it. It happened. we formed the company. And it's functioning already. So I'm going to just relate my experience with how fractional investment, which to me at this moment, I come to the collaborations with like mind. Though there are other qualities that is very, very essential for it to work. But believe me, I'm going to share part of it. I belong to one generation. When you have something, don't let anybody knows about it. That has always been in my head. COVID changed everything. 2020, everything just changed. Most of the land you are hiding, if you don't tell your spouse, your children, you die. Law. Wow, now I need to start talking. I have this here, I have that here, I'm not going to die. I'm not here, I'm alive. So it was a very strange thing. Let me just share one of my experience. I happened I happen to own Bluestone shelter prime in Way of Father. I need to mention names here. Permit me, if you are a KICC member, I've been a KICC. I know you are looking at me. I've gone over as a colleague. Formerly owned by Pastor Matthew Washimolowo. One thing leads to the other. We gave it to Lion. And by the time the pastor was giving it to me, they have like less than 20 million naira in my account. And this is something that would billions. And Pastor, if you know him, I happen to know Pastor Ashimolo. And I'm important to also there are different pastors, especially when it comes to money. But he made me what I am. So how am I going to handle this land with just less than 20 million naira in your account? And if that 1 billion within a year, more than 1 billion. You are not having options that you people, please come, share. People that I know they can drop 100, they can drop 50 and all that. But at the end of the day, I will still have something. I won't disappoint myself and I won't disappoint myself. With the glory of God, I have about 130 acres here. And the plot is going for 15 million now. So I think that's one of my deal production investment. And the same thing happened to me when I came to London. I met a celebrant. I said, no, I'm not sure that I'm not taking anything away. Well, it's win-win. It's not winners take off. And it's working. I returned from Boston about 4 days ago. The same things. It works. I'm here to advise us. We are no more just the only madam here. I don't need to hide anything. Please, let's start talking to friends, children, and kids to know. And I can give you a good example. Ashamu of Oyo used to want 33%, 1/3 of it. None of his children benefited. Because they don't know where they are, they don't know where the documents are. And look at us poor guys from Lagos. Good. Can I add? No. All that Jamu, just a lot. Come up to Bonu. Because nobody knows where the guns are. And they are documented. You let me have a point here. We have made a graph of the territory. If you have anything outside, tell the children. Sorry, the madams here, our mommy here. If you have kids outside, tell them. Are you in the barrier? Ayé òdì parẹ́, nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn tó pín. So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any question you think I can share light on within my profit, I'll be happy to do that. But after the question section, I'd like to say this to the celebrant. We're supposed to give interest. But I know it's in a position, Mr. Femi, you are in a position to give us the present in form of a land, the one we are just cooking. You understand? Through Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, through Brother Oba here. No, they are close to us. Ask the question that I'll give you the mic. Sorry, my Mr. Bolaba has already messed my bishop with So my brother, I know you've been longing to ask me a question. You wanted to ask me a question? No, Mr. Femi, you properly share that because it's shy and the window is not open yet. But any other people can want to benefit out of it. You are more qualified. This is system celebrant. And I don't know, I only know about this. I think that's what you have to do. God of that can even say much. It will work, believe me. I don't know, but it will really work. I'm believing in something. It will work, unbelievable. The entry level. So, you know, Mr. Bolaba too. Ilé ìgbòho wà. Ilé ìgbòho wà. You understand? And Mr. Bolaba just intimates me he wants to make one statement or the other on what I just said. Okay, no problem.
Entry level, Femi Awoyemi, entry level. But I need to say, Ebon had a way of slapping me, and I'm used to it, and I like, because when you follow a man who treats you like a coach treats a talent, your coach is not your fan. Your fan celebrates you. Your coach toughens you up. And to be honest with you, if you follow the man to a mountain that you make more than $1 billion behind it, I can't go. If he made billions from Batomati, like he said, billions, so I can afford to say with a degree of conceit that following him and doing business with him in the last 4.5 years, I met him through Apostle Williams. You know, I celebrate, man, every time I think of the goodness of God, observing with you and doing business with you and relating with you, I always have a word of prayer for Apostle Williams. And I thank God that I have characters like Femi Awoyemi, who gave me a degree of vavavoom to be able to be standing to talk in presence of billionaires when I had no shish. You know, once you know, and that's the power of collaboration we're speaking to here. It's a team that defines you. Your net worth is the value of your network. I sit before people in Nigeria sometimes, even here, it's been happening. I sit before a gentleman, I want to be discreet, the deputy premier of a municipality in Europe. A couple of weeks ago, and I was talking. And you see, when I walked out, I don't know if it happens to you, when I walked out of that meeting, given the treatment they're giving me, you know, my way to the airport in the vehicle, I was telling myself, because at the end of the day, an opportunity just came up. Spirit of opportunity investment. And somebody who respects me a lot told me about the dilapidated building belonging to a couple who are messing up their own lives. Many of us know what it means when you have marital problems. Some of those lives can be generated. I think location to palliative. Location alone, you know, these things about location. When the two tell me there, tell me a video store and this thing and expect for our follow. The property is very dilapidated farmer. Going rate in that area about 250. These people, they've so messed up the building that people are offering. At the end of the day, the family was not going to buy a loan. I couldn't even afford to buy a loan. No matter the money, a bonus just do something can see. But you know what? It is certain that functioning in a that culture has not only been acquired, but because amongst other things we do out of passion. I guess when I met everyone, since I've been working with Femi, barrister can also attest to that. I have a passion not only to make money, but to train youngsters to have skills, not only practical skills, but entrepreneurial skills. So we are moving, and because of the important role of somebody like Femi, who has been in mentorship, in training, we are replicating our building and construction training school here in England. We brought some kids, about 13 of them now. Some kids on the Channel Islands that UK companies came to and came to promote from Nigeria. They're coming to Nigeria to take those kids. I want to get into indigent communities, backgrounds of this world, the village of this world. We have kids who are dropping below the of relevance. When they see black faces like that, we will extract their mental skills and take them up. And you know what? People like us with the skill sets that we pack into them because amongst the experiences that we get, they will help us to do that. We don't I don't think one of the question
Thank you, sir. No, all what he said is happening like that. We just want we shall have much of age, chairman, and we started that way as CEO. That's the opportunity. The opportunity, honestly. But the one Femi will talk to you about structural opportunity in Nigeria in collaboration with the man and also probably that man will probably read that. If it doesn't make us it's a man of record. He doesn't going to acquire a fight. That's I don't see why I don't know who are doing more. And he's 60. He's 60 plus. That's looking. But if I can talk about it, that was the case. I mean, answer whatever you want to answer, but I want to do something. Yeah, we have 5,000 applicants. But what we're doing right now is taking on we want to affect that out to people because you have that get yourself ready so that we are confident that but we don't want to jump before we start making people promote themselves. So I cannot everybody here. I can always say, okay, it's now ready. Jump in. You want to jump in? What I'm saying to you is 1 million, 2 million is not too bad. And great within short time. But as we get more information, I have a relationship with everybody and collectively as a group, or I'm when they have decided. For now, just like to whet your appetite. Get ready when it's
It doesn't matter whether people are escaping or not. Foresight, for those of us who have been in real estate, there are areas that you go to today and you say, oh my God, I should have gone into that. Personally, I was given a lot of land by a king in the town. That's 20 years ago. That place is called and when the answer was the young president and the upper said, you are young. Let me take you to this place. And it showed me the bush that I would call it. That land is yours, they will be can be explained as you. Well, 20 years after I went that, I looked at myself. I should have taken this that bit. But that's the when you have. And it doesn't matter where it does not matter. Get it when you can get it and forget about it. There are places you buy for honor and you will start. It doesn't matter. And it's that's the way. You get to know when. Thank you.
Sorry. Good evening. I want to start by training. This. What we want to see about training. One that I'm hearing about training is not to you. You have been a very good teacher. From any of you that may not know, myself, personal here, so I'm very together for where it is the next time we get together. So, how does it actually confirming who it has been and who is still to the place of the truth? Sir, concerning the two, you said about the issue of Lagos. How do you think when it comes to the issue of parents or in Lagos? Yes, yes. Maybe you give me the answer. Why is this? When it comes to the issue of land property, homeland or Jibola, when you secure such property, there is this issue. That the issue of the leader. Now you said that you make something that you have been so close to about 3 or 4 Soviet generals in the past. Can you let me know whatever has been that has been given Lagos in 20
bad reputation. That's been the issue. What I just said now is actually concerning land governance like that. That is a very big issue. What can we say about that? And effort is your making. Yes, I'm saying it's good question. I actually want to say that. It's yeah, it's a good question. I'm good of him. Yeah, that is element. Yes, there was a time when the problem was so serious, they were notorious. Not sure, see, that's what you are there. You control their bear more. Okay, that's my one thing. Oh, the level. That is, and then we level. Who is that? What's the definition? Well, vice general is a vice, vice. You have on that. You understand what that was. What yeah, if you have to write, if you have to write, we need a lot of that's the problem. The document that is done, but that to do it because you don't even have a document. Bonus concept. Only the available. Hold on. Only that. You need to learn. I didn't know about that. To work with them. Another is 7 million. 200,000. Money that money will buy the best. That's a thing. And believe you me, this money, when you get the difference, but give it to them. No one is shakara. No one is you buying. You understand? My problem is, if I'm not really costing, it's not like. You understand? Never said people tell me you have anything bad with that. Until honest is bad. Otherwise, one maybe a person is acquired. Is after one issue with the one is here. Is here for that. No. They know about the 50 million. That's no 1 million. Most of your lawyer. That's the problem. Now, why the one bedroom? Àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó wá láti pàǹtí àwọn onílẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ they are just in place. Àyà tó ń gbé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti sọ fún ẹ.
How we're going to do this is we're going to use his name to, we haven't invited him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're going to use his name to invite him. The shortest one that people have been talking about is the name Femi, and we could use that as a whole. Mr. You're sort of covering the camera. Okay, so we're going to use his name to call him. And what I'm going to do is this. His name is the shortest part of Femi. So we use F, and F stands for, as an example, favorite. So E. Very cool. Say that again.
Energetic.
Endure.
Energetic.
Empowering and enabler.
Enabler.
Movement.
Motivator. Anyone else?
And the I.
A mentor. Mentor, yeah.
Inspiration.
Inspirational. Okay, so let's put our hands together as we welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Femi Awoyemi to come and talk to us. That's why you're here. You're going to tell us what it's about. Femi is somebody that we know that he's quite knowledgeable and he reads a lot. And some of these books are the books that have empowered him. So we didn't just put it there for the sake of it, but he has actually read and overread these books. There's some other ones that I'm sure that have not been added. So there's not one here, The Way of the Leader. You see, the knowledge, we should never stop acquiring information and knowledge. That's what keeps us going. They say I'm not one of them. They say, them black people don't like to read. If you want to hide information from black people, they say put it in a book. We don't like to read. Well, really, success in life is by empowering and making people more knowledgeable. So the Way of the Leader by the Lord G. Cross. Maybe these are books that we might want to buy or read. Go to the library, borrow. The 48 Laws of Power. Maybe he might tell us something, not just from the books. Richard Branson's Business Street Bar. And then we've got Barack Obama, A Promised Land. And there's one on top here, Oral Roberts. When you see the invisible, you can do the impossible. Quite powerful. And I want you to understand, he's not just standing here because, he's got connections and co. He empowers himself with knowledge so that he can enable other people. I mean, if you walk on the streets, you see CEOs. What is CEO? Chief Civil Enforcement Officers. All of them are subject to him. And why is that? He empowers people. Or you park in places where he's not supposed to park and he doesn't get parking tickets. You need to talk about that one. People will call him, okay, when I came out to you, and yeah, and that's it, no parking ticket. If you get parking ticket, give it to him. Maybe he might even be able to reverse it for you.
I have 10.
Okay. But what we're going to do today is just encourage him to cut his birthday cake. And what we're going to actually use to celebrate is also spell the word legend. And it's when we actually complete the spelling that we will cut it. Where are the comparisons? So let's have we're going to be spelling legend. Legend. Okay, L for lovable. E, encourager. G, generous. E, enabler. N, noble. And D, determined. What does that spell? The people that were there was
Let me even take the. And if I forget, I'm doing it back. That's my. I think it's okay, not targeted. So when you are in my member, so I can start my story.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you haven't taken pictures, please, there will be more time to take pictures. Also, the banner, the man that makes the legend, and there's some banners outside that you might want to take pictures with as well. And then post all over social media, tagging Femi Awoyemi, the man that makes the legend. Then we can perform a hashtag, the man, the myth, the legend, Femi Awoyemi. Put it on social media. He doesn't like it, but you know, let's announce it. Okay, we're going to move on to the next thing. And that will be on behalf of, if you listen, I thought that was not true. Because if you listen to the speakers, they said we were going home with party packs. Ladies and gentlemen, did you get party packs? Also, they said some of us will go home with land. Some of us are going home tonight with land. If you don't focus, if you don't pay attention, when they are sharing land, you will miss it. Mr. Dawson, not the least. Then somebody, your training package to be paid for. Training package paid for. Mr. Give us an offer. And Dr. Babs, we didn't want to something. But see, Mr. Femi, we want your own package. But me, I'm going home with land today, like God's grace. I tell you. But we're going to be inviting the oldest Gen Z in town. The oldest Gen Z is going to give a speech. He's going to be giving a speech. I don't have a speech. We know you want to play music, but give us a few minutes. The oldest Gen Z in town is the oldest person here, and he's the one that's known Mr. Awoyemi for a substantial amount of time. Let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Otunba Bode.
Is he here?
Yes, he's the one asking me.
Oh.
Otunba Bode, let's welcome him. He's going to give a speech. Birthday wishes to him. It's opposite. Yeah, I'm on your side.
You know, the money 7 years ago. Yeah. 7 years ago, I mean, how many years ago? You know, about 7 years ago, so I refused to do another wrong. Well, let me start by saying happy birthday to one of my favorites. 1786 years. Yeah, okay. So at least I can claim you pay on. Having said that, it's also one of our students in me. Admission young people to have was to so good. Yemi, I'm Femi. I want to congratulate you for this occasion. I remember when you and your other eight levels come to my 70th birthday 7 years ago. At least 4 or 5 of you are here. So, and all what you, the training thereafter you got from me, so that was nice. And I appreciate that. But most importantly, I want to acknowledge your you have been such a wonderful go-getter, and genuinely, I want to appreciate you for doing a lot. So, I want to appreciate you. Look, my Lord. You've done very well, and you're also kind of a person because most go-getter, they are not quitters, they are not lazy, they are hard people. And you should most of your mates, your friends, that sort of thing can be done if you are determined, you know exactly what you want. In most cases, most of us don't know what we want, or we know what we want, and we start thinking of how do we get it. And that's an issue, that's the problem. About 1988, yeah, I think so. The guy that gave you lecture from American, correct? From American, yes, Dr. Today, he was, and then that year I was earning 65,000 pounds. I was like, this kid, I was working, but then again, I was working. There's no alternative to working hard. And also working hard lost me. Now I'm retired. I live on a very small pension for several reasons. Very happy. I'm not worried about what happened. It was that will happen that Donald Trump will win, and we all have to endure him for 4 years. So the war will not come to an end. So, but why all this is going on? We need to learn that we need to focus. We need to be determined. We need to know exactly what we want in life. Look for a nice opinion that will bring a lot of value to the table. So, all these are things that we need to know, especially the youth of today. I had, you know what age Gen Z, there's another age. Is it Gen Y? You know, life is such a beautiful place. Some of us do not know until when you retire, when you have worked. But it depends on what you have been doing before you get retirement. So you need to put a lot away in order to enjoy your retirement. And some people will say, retire in such a manner that they're not going to make trouble with you. They're going to enhance your retirement. So I can look here, and the only one thing I see here that's under 20. This is only one. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate your coming because, like I said, I come to see one of my oldest youngsters that have been following me. There was one time you know, when you follow somebody, he was following me like this, following me. Until one day I said, and I refused. That is part of the story I'm not going to tell you tonight. But I also see it's very, very clear. Some of the things he knows that I don't even know. So application one coming, I don't know. And I always appreciate that. So on behalf of myself myself and myself. And so I'm one of the oldest bachelors in the whole of UK. So I'm very happy to remain single, but I can see the freedom living through life. Nice. Enjoy. God, I've just because I twice. Obey meaning. I wish I could pay to go. So for me, it's my pleasure to be with people who are really for young people that are very, very hard. I said it many times. Femi Awoyemi is one of them. I always appreciate him. And on top of all this, you're looking for somebody who is very, very accommodating, who is also very somebody who will support you anytime. Very humble, and you call him anytime, he's always there. And that is the characteristics of for people who are very successful. So I want to wish you very happy return. 28 to 27. Yes. It will see another double. And no. So I'm happy you want to So happy birthday to you, Benny. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There are some people online that have listened to tributes. I just want to read them to you quickly. Mr. Afolabi Akosile.
Yeah, Koshile.
Okay, he's written a very happy birthday to Femi. He's an embodiment of all and more of what has been said about him tonight. He's very articulate and focused. He enjoys collaboration, even if it's just to pick down at a joint to take the pursuit. Talk more of when it comes to serious business. We, the Cardinal collaborators, call him Ever Boss, the man with the whistle. I wish him many more years with grace. And then Lilian Usman says, I wish Mr. Femi a happy birthday. I pray that God Almighty give you strength and good health of mind and body. Have a joyful celebration.
Round of applause. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. They mean a lot to me. And without further ado, the man of the hour, the celebrant of the day, will have some closing remarks from the work of the round of applause, please. Thank you very much.
Please be a photo. And before I do that, I need to let everybody know why I chose the theme of this celebration. I titled it Working Collaboratively Towards Attaining Sustainable Individual Growth. And before I go on, we're going to sing that song that we're going together. And I'll continue speech. Thank you. I really harass this. We are following this place here and the good service. That's also the part. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Some people will say it's 60, or some people will say it was 62. Some people say it was 60. My actually that was showing about a lot of people of today is actually. So right, so we talked about collaboration and we're listening to people being a collaborator. If I've not worked with people, I wouldn't be here. It's a common thing that you want to lift yourself, just lift one person, lift two. It has worked for me. I do it with things, but it has turned out that the people that get lift are the ones lifting, or they are the ones generating or creating sources of income. And that works for me. I think it will work for everybody. Collaboration is the process. It is different from cooperation. Cooperation is the process of working with people, operating. Well, collaboration is working with people aggressively to achieve. And when you collaborate, you will not all agree. You disagree. They will come to a for the better. So if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. And together, when you go with people, individually, you can achieve a lot. You will go fast. But if you want to go far, you need to work with them. And that's what has been my guiding principle. And that's why we have that. Okay. I want to start I want to thank my friends, my business partners, whatever you like. I want to say thank you to everybody today for tuning in. Collaboration is the key. Okay. And they say knowledge is knowing a fact. Wisdom is knowing what to do with that fact. A lot of people have learned today. But what are you taking away? Are you just having the knowledge? Or you I pray that God will give you the wisdom to tap into the knowledge that if you know the facts, wisdom gives you the opportunity to know what to do with that fact. That's what it counts. And I believe that we are all sitting here today. We're not just eating and drinking without that knowledge. And I pray that God will give you the wisdom to make use of the knowledge. Finally, I want to say thank you to everybody. It's been a roller coaster. My year, my life, not what it is today without people around me. I have met a lot of people. I have met others. I'm saying to people, and we're doing business together. God has been the sustainer of my life. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sitting through all of that. I strongly believe, I speak for myself, that I've learned so much from people that I did not know, even from today. People who spoke, those who have given one or two words about those who have asked questions to everything that we've done today. And all celebrate one time. I think about for better uncle. So thank you all for being here. DJ is going to supply us with some music, but before we go, co-hosts have the last word.
I probably want to have a last word. I just want to say thank you very much for listening and enjoying the party with us. It wouldn't be a birthday celebration if we don't dance, don't have fun. So that is what is next. And nobody's going to tell you get up and dance. We'll expect that we'll come and have fun. Well, thank you so much. It's been fantastic working with you. My name remains the latest, the only Gen Z in the house, Shiji. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them the people that.
Thank you very much. You all know me. Without the chief, so thank you for coming here. It's been a pleasure to celebrate this gentleman. I call him a gentleman who is predictably unpredictable. But he's generous at heart and a very good fellow. Free spirit and always there to inspire and assist and guide. So if for one reason or another you know him as a friend, as a brother, be it cousin or relative, you continue to appreciate him. He's the man they makes and the legend. So keep up the good work, Femi. You do very well. For your actual age, you've not always done good. So, but like you said, being a roller coaster. So keep on celebrating. I will continue to enjoy it. It's coding. But then, well, you can wait again next year. But good health, everlasting joy, and happiness for all of us. And then, as we go back home, with our families and those we have behind, with more pleasure and blessing. Thank you very much, everyone.
These are friends of good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here today to celebrate an icon, Femi Awoyemi, who I've known for on the good side of lessons of 15 years. We went to secondary school together, and I can attest to the fact that this is a gentleman of local body. He is very reliable, very trustworthy. He's a socialite that you want to go out, and he's a man that comes. But I'm just going to narrow my comments on those students of those students association that we have tried to form for about 15 years. Right, took up the challenge about 3 weeks ago. 3 years ago, with the help of Femi and Jaye is there today. I don't think we will have made any help. Today, the UK chapter of our association is just growing from lips to lips. And just the three of us, this parish is contributed immensely in terms of finances, in terms of sponsoring projects, in terms of awarding prizes to deserving students. So I want to place on record the appreciation of the president in Kaksoba, and that's Kola Thomas, to Femi Awoyemi, long life, prosperity, good, we all need to be able to deliver the dividends of investment like the gentlemen have done, and for him to be able to play an active role with the third leg. Long live Femi Awoyemi, long live the third leg. With the third leg. We are not young men here. The third leg is very, very important to help Femi. And I think Femi Awoyemi has done that. That's always why this lady's choice anything. So thank you so much for coming to be part of this amazing, amazing gathering. And hopefully next year we'll come for the next session by God's grace. Amen. And one more thing, we are happy to welcome Prince Ladi Bolu, one of the potential candidates for the Alaafin Oyo. We wish you well, and we offer support anytime you need us, and wish you that you assume the mantle of your forefathers. So, best wishes. Thank
you. DJ, help us not a little bit. Yes, so like my colleagues, feel free to get up and do a view.
Celebrants, people want to talk to dance floor.